Man, things are heating up behind the scenes with the Steelers. There's breaking news about what's going to happen on Sunday regarding the quarterback issues, and the way Tomlin responded only made everyone more apprehensive. Out of nowhere, a former receiver shocked everyone by telling the truth about what really happened when he left the team. And to top it all off, a defensive legend showed up limping and scared everyone, and you won't believe what happened. The news is hot and just came out, and the first piece of news is already causing a stir. Alright, so here's the deal. Nobody knows what's really going on with Aaron Rodgers. The man took a shot to the wrist last week against the Bengals, disappeared into the locker room at halftime, and that was it. No second half, no updates, just vibes and speculation. And now, going into this big Week 12 matchup against the Bears, we're all stuck playing the waiting game. The official word? Slight fracture in his left wrist. Not ideal when you're a quarterback, especially not when your team is fighting to keep pace in the AFC North and the Ravens are breathing down your neck. Tomlin's been asked about it all week, and he's giving absolutely nothing. Total poker face? Just short answers, no details, no hints. Vintage Mike Tomlin. Rodgers didn't practice on Wednesday, but he showed up in a limited capacity on Thursday and Friday, and word is, he felt good. Dude's pushing to play, but still, no confirmation, no starter named. And if you think that's just bad communication, think again. This is classic gamesmanship. Tomlin doesn't want Chicago to know who to prepare for. Why help the enemy? And here's where it gets spicy. Rodgers loves playing in Chicago. He's been cooking the Bears for years from his Green Bay days, and you just know he'd love to suit up and torch them again. But there's risk. If that wrist ain't right, if he can't grip, can't throw, can't protect himself, you're one hit away from disaster. And Tomlin knows that too. Enter Mason Rudolph. The guy stepped in last week and handled business. Sure, it wasn't flashy, 2 real drives and some kneel downs, but he looked calm, moved the offense, and put points on the board. Coaches trust him. They know he's not gonna panic, and if Rodgers isn't 100%, Rudolph might actually be the smarter option. But this isn't just about who's healthier, it's about who gives you the best shot to win right now. And that's where it gets tricky. Rodgers at 80% versus Rudolph at 100%. Who are you rolling with, especially in a must-win game against a dangerous Bears squad led by Caleb Williams? The Steelers have to keep stacking wins, especially with the division still wide open. A loss here could shift the whole playoff picture, and whether it's Rodgers or Rudolph under center, this game's gonna tell us a lot about where this team is heading in the second half of the season. One thing's for sure, we're not gonna know the answer until right before kickoff. Tomlin's keeping his cards close to the vest, real close. And just when we thought quarterback drama was enough, an old friend decided to stir the pot with a letter that's got Steelers Nation buzzing. And just when the QB drama had us all talking, boom, George Pickens drops a tell-all that's got fans rethinking everything we thought we knew about his exit. George Pickens finally said what everyone's been waiting to hear, and he didn't hold back. The former Steelers wideout put out an emotional, surprisingly honest article on the Players Tribune, opening up about his time in Pittsburgh, the trade, and what really went down behind the scenes. And honestly, it hit harder than expected. First off, Pickens owned it. No sugarcoating, no dodging. He admitted he was immature, said he let his emotions take over, and yeah, even confessed to trolling the Pittsburgh media just for the laughs. But here's the kicker. He's not bitter, not even close. In fact, he still has nothing but respect for Mike Tomlin. According to Pickens, their relationship was solid, real, said he could call Tomlin right now and have a straight up honest convo. Just keep being you, George, was the one thing coach always told him, and that stuck. But Pickens knew, deep down, this wasn't the long-term fit for him, and that's where it all starts to make sense. The Steelers shipped him off to Dallas this offseason, right after pulling off the blockbuster trade for DK Metcalf. At the time, fans were split. Some were pissed, some relieved. But now, with how things are unfolding, man, it's tough not to question it. Because Pickens is absolutely balling out in Dallas. He's second in the league in receiving yards, already passed his career high in touchdowns, and looks more explosive than ever. He's finally in a pass-heavy system, playing alongside CeeDee Lamb and catching bullets from Dak Prescott. Easily the best QB he's had so far. And it's clicking. He said it straight. They did right by me. They sent me to the perfect spot. There's no bad blood, no headline-grabbing drama, just a player who found his rhythm in a new home, and surprisingly appreciates how the Steelers handled his exit. That kind of maturity, not what most fans expected, and yet it kind of reaffirms why Pittsburgh had to make the move. Pickens is thriving, but he probably wouldn't have hit that same ceiling in a Steelers offense that rarely schemes WRs open or commits to a deep passing game. The talent was always there. It just needed the right stage. And now, Steelers fans are stuck watching his highlight reels from Dallas, wondering what could have been, while still knowing it was probably the right call at the time. It's complicated. But hey, that's football. Not every breakup has to be messy. Sometimes it really is best for both sides. And while Pickens is living it up in Texas, there's trouble brewing back in Pittsburgh. And this next one, it's got fans seriously worried. And while Pickens is shining in Dallas and dropping love letters to Pittsburgh, back home, Steelers fans just got hit with an injury scare that could shake the whole defense. This one's got fans holding their breath. Cam Hayward, the heartbeat of this Steelers defense, was seen wearing a walking boot on Friday. No, not game gear, not tape, a full-on boot. That's not the kind of update you want 2 days before kickoff. Now, the official story, veteran rest, which yeah, makes sense. Hayward's 36, he's been through the wars, and he usually sits out a couple practices during the week. But here's the thing, he usually shows up for at least one, and this time, nothing. Not Wednesday, not Thursday, no practice, just the boot. So the question is, are we dealing with a real injury here or just extreme caution? Because if Cam can't go, that's a massive hole up front. He's not just a body on the line, he's the anchor, the leader, the one everyone follows. Without him, the run defense takes a hit, the pass rush thins out, and the whole structure shifts. Yahya Black would be next man up, and while the rookies got tools, this is a brutal spot to be thrown into. You're on the road in Chicago, going up against Caleb Williams, a mobile QB with weapons all over the field. The Bears aren't a joke. They can put up points quick if your front seven isn't locked in. Defensive coordinator Terrell Austin's gonna have to dig deep if Hayward's out. Expect all kinds of tweaks, rotations, exotic blitz looks, maybe even some desperate double A gap pressure just to keep the Bears off balance. But here's the brutal truth, even with schemes and effort, you don't replace Cam Hayward. Not overnight, not in a must-win game like this. The Steelers have been banged up before, and yeah, this defense has overcome a lot, but this one stings, because this guy isn't just a starter, he's the tone setter. He's the one who rallies the sideline and punches the line of scrimmage in the mouth. If he suits up, even at 70%, you feel better. But if he's out, man, that's a different game altogether. Fingers crossed, Pittsburgh. You're gonna need every bit of grit, depth, and coaching magic to survive this one. Rodgers is a mystery, Pickens is balling out in Dallas, and now Hayward's in a boot. Steelers fans can't catch a break, so tell me, which one's got you the most worried? Drop a comment and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a thing down the stretch.